Toronto's starting pitching could certainly do them in at some point this postseason, much like the Yankees' relief pitching could do them in. These are two lineups I like a hell of a lot. These are two pitching staffs that have upside but are inherently flawed as we look at their team's chances to go the distance the rest of the way. The American League, especially after this Detroit-Seattle result, one thing I can tell you is the American League is wide open. It feels like it's the Dodgers versus the world in the National League, and I still actually believe Milwaukee can muster something up here. But if you look at the AL, Seattle might be dead. They're down 0-1 and facing Skubal, and then they have to go on the road, potentially down 0-2 after Skubal's done with them. Seattle could be left for dead. The Jays-Yankees series is still very much a series. The American League is absolutely wide open, and that's why there is nothing better than the Major League Baseball playoffs. We're going to talk more baseball. Up next, Greg Peterson joins the show. It's Cashing Out. I'm Joe Serralo. See you on the other side.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to and wearing your shoes the whole
Extreme Sports, the ultimate destination for sports enthusiasts.
This is the greatest record in the history of sports.
Broadcasting live 24/7.
Let's have some.
Keep it here on Extreme Sports.
Hits it to right field. Brennan is back. He's at the wall, and we are tied.
Your all-access pass to nonstop sports talk and live play-by-play coverage.
You guys are the number one sports station because you make the phones light up.
Join us at Mileta Vista Winery for The Day the Internet Died, a hilarious mystery dinner that you become a part of. Hey, this is Mick inviting you to get your tickets for 2 unforgettable nights, October 18th and November 8th. Gather your friends, enjoy a great meal, crack the case before dessert. Seating is limited, so get your tickets today at MiletaVistaWinery.com, and don't miss the mystery that everyone will be talking about, The Day the Internet Died. Get your tickets online at MiletaVistaWinery.com, St. Paul, Nebraska.
In today's digital world, technology works great until it doesn't. At Hamilton, we work to keep your business up and running. We are more than an IT company. We're your partner, focused on customized solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Say goodbye to tech stress and unexpected IT costs when you hire Hamilton. Together, we help you focus on what really matters. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at HamiltonIsBusiness.com.
Family Medical Center of Hastings is the place to go for all your healthcare needs. Their team is trained to treat the whole person regardless of age. They provide a wide range of medical care, including acute care, routine health screenings, and treatment of chronic conditions. They're dedicated to providing you with the best care in the most cost-effective manner. Family Medical Center, as an independent clinic, has served the community for over 65 years. Your family's home for healthcare. 1021 West 14th Street. Proud to support all area student athletes.
Keep it here on Extreme Sports.
Hits it to right field. Brennan is back. He's at the wall, and we are tied.
Your all-access pass to nonstop sports talk and live play-by-play coverage.
You guys are the #1 sports station because you make the phones light up.
Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab of Hastings is the trusted name in sports injury management. The staff of PTSR provides up-to-date and efficient care of sports-related injuries, returning athletes quickly and safely back to the playing field. PTSR offers free evaluation of all sports-related injuries to all area athletes during convenient 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. hours Monday through Friday. Call 402-462-8824 for more information. Remember, Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab of Hastings for all your physical and occupational therapy needs.
Did you know that one of the most important financial protections that you can provide for your family is to have a will? Stellick Law Firm in Grand Island. You provide and make your last wishes known when your family is at its most vulnerable time. Call Stellick Law Firm today to get your estate plan completed. Stellick Law Firm is located in Grand Island, and you may call us at 308-675-4035 to get your estate plan started today. Stellick Law Firm. Let us be your voice.
Hi, this is Terry Anstein, President, 5 Points Bank of Hastings. On behalf of our shareholders, directors, and staff, I would like to thank all of our great customers for helping us become the fastest growing bank in Hastings. I would also like to invite everyone in the Hastings area to stop in and visit with one of our bankers and learn how we can be your bank for the long run. Locally owned, locally managed, 5 Points Bank, the better bank. Member FDIC.
Need a power boost after a serious workout? Stick with the original recovery drink. Highland Dairy's chocolate milk contains 13 essential nutrients, including protein and electrolytes, helping you build muscle and hydrate better than water. Our Chocolicious milk is perfect for building healthy bones in little ones and maintaining bone health in adults. It's chocolate milk with no artificial growth hormones, and it's locally made, so you know you're getting the best for your body. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
Join us at Mileta Vista Winery for The Day the Internet Died, a hilarious mystery dinner that you become a part of. Hey, this is Mick inviting you to get your tickets for 2 unforgettable nights, October 18th and November 8th. Gather your friends, enjoy a great meal, crack the case before dessert. Seating is limited, so get your tickets today at MiletaVistaWinery.com, and don't miss the mystery that everyone will be talking about, The Day the Internet Died. Get your tickets online at MiletaVistaWinery.com, St. Paul, Nebraska.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at HamiltonIsBusiness.com.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Since 1946, Cully Pipe and Steel continues to meet the pipe and steel needs of greater Nebraska and Kansas. Cully Pipe and Steel is a one-stop shop for all of your pipe and steel needs. Cully Pipe and Steel stocks a wide variety of steel and plumbing products. From custom steel products to structural steel, rebar fabrication, steel fabrications, and retail and wholesale plumbing parts and fixtures, remember Cully Pipe and Steel of Hastings. They're located at 405 West South Street and the plumbing showroom at 300 South Colorado in Hastings.
It's never too late to start protecting your company's data from cyber attacks. Your customers put their trust in you to keep their information safe from online threats. Don't let them down. Partner with Hamilton Business Technologies to get real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. We care about the success of your business and the communities you serve. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com. Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Bored of the same old sports coverage? Get on the cutting edge of sports with Extreme Sports.
That ball hammered deep toward left into the well. That ball is gone!
The biggest plays, breaking news, and we can't forget the best sports talk.
Let's be great! Let's be great!
We are Extreme Sports.
Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab, 207 Burlington, is the place for all your rehabilitation needs. PTSR offers a wide variety of services, including orthopedic, neurological, and sports injury rehabilitation. A certified hand specialist is available for the more delicate upper extremity injuries. Warm, aquatic therapy, and balance training is also available. PTSR has a strong industrial services division providing physical and functional capacity testing, as well as drug and alcohol screening. Please visit our website, ptsrhastings.com. Family Medical Center of Hastings is the place to go for all your healthcare needs. Their team is trained to treat the whole person regardless of age. They provide a wide range of medical care, including acute care, routine health screenings, and treatment of chronic conditions. They're dedicated to providing you the best care in the most cost-effective manner. Family Medical Center, as an independent clinic, has served the community for over 65 years. Your family's home for healthcare. 1021 West 14th Street. Proud to support all area student-athletes.
Rev up your energy and fuel your body with the protein punch you've been craving. When it comes to nutrition,
at Rooter Auction and Realty, we are land brokers and equipment auctioneers. Our company is deeply rooted in agriculture, and we realize that farm and ranch assets are serious business. We are an integrity-based organization which has evolved into over 55 years of service to Nebraska and northern Kansas. Consult with one of our 12 agents today if it's time to sell your family's land and assets. Call us today for a no-obligation consultation at 402-463-8565 or go to rooterauction.com.
Stellig Law Firm of Grand Island is committed to assisting clients throughout Nebraska. Stellig Law Firm is a full-service law firm and specializes in estate planning, probate, and personal injury. Stellig Law Firm takes the time to listen and understand each client's personal needs. To schedule your individual appointment, call 308-675-4035. Stellig Law Firm is located at 724 West Koenig Street in Grand Island. A call today will secure your tomorrow.
If you're planning to build a new home or add an addition to your existing one, trust the experts at Gangwish Construction. From general contracting, basement pouring, to bathroom remodeling, concrete work, and deck building, they handle it all with precision and care. They take pride in doing the job right the first time, every time. Contact Jeff today at 402-463-8565 460-0013 and experience quality craftsmanship with Gangwish Construction.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com. If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
5 Points Bank has been proudly serving the Tri-City area for decades, and we are continuously finding ways to make your banking experience easy and enjoyable. We offer the best of both worlds with kind and welcoming employees in the bank while creating a strong online presence to accommodate your busy lifestyle. Our innovative technology adds layers of security while being easily accessible to all age groups. Stop into the Better Bank to learn more today.
Out here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Cashing Out continues with me, Joe Serralo, here on your Saturday night. Greg Peterson still with us here on the Progressive Guest Line, talking a lot of playoff baseball, but we are just hours away from Vikings-Browns in London across the pond. Greg, we've got the early NFL game. I have to ask you, because I know that your sleep schedule is all whacked out and all sorts of crazy. Are you going to be up watching the Vikings-Browns game? Or do you, I mean, especially when it's a game that probably shouldn't be that good, are you going to sleep through it and just get up for the 10 a.m. games?
Oh, I love games that are standalones. Like, you give me a college basketball game in Hawaii, you give me like some 3 a.m. game out there in Ireland, and I don't care. I'm going to be up for it. I have a lot of work to be done for preparing for the upcoming college basketball season. Now, I can tell you I did not take position with regards to this Vikings versus Cleveland Browns game because this is not going to be amazing, to say the least. The quarterback play is going to be leaving a lot of something to be desired, but I'll be awake and I'll probably be doing like a preview of like the SoCon or something like that. So absolutely, give me all the live games humanly possible while I get prepared for the college basketball season.
I mean, it doesn't get better, right? You get crappy quarterback play at 7 a.m. and a Furman preview simultaneously for the upcoming college hoop season. Hey,
I've got them winning the SoCon.
Peterson. Oh, of course you do, because that's why I picked the Paladins, right, Greg? Let's get into the 6 games on the 10 a.m. Pacific slate. Let's start with my Giants. This is an ugly one. The Saints favored. Now I'm seeing by as many at some shops as 2.5 points. I already locked in Thursday night here on Cashing Out the Giants money line plus $1.20. What are you looking at in this one, Greg?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I just don't think that the Saints should be favored over any team in the NFL right now. That includes the Cleveland Browns. Like, I'm just that out on the New Orleans Saints right now. I was saying it all off season. One of the best futures bets that you can make is the New Orleans Saints to have the fewest wins in the NFL. That is turning out to be very, very true. Just a miserable quarterback situation right now for the Saints, where they're trotting out their Spencer Rattler week in and week out. And Spencer Rattler has been anything but getting the job done. As for him, I mean, it's not even like he's really throwing interceptions, but it's just a lot of dink and dunk. It's a lot of bad decisions in general. Alvin Kamara is clearly very much wash for the Saints team. And the Giants actually looked good last week. Like, Russell Wilson stepping away from football, letting Jackson Dart take the reins was a very good thing for him, because with Dart, yeah, he's got a little bit of, shall we say, things to work on, but I mean, he gave this team a little bit of a spark. It feels like the Giants are responding relatively well for him, and I mean, this is just a very nice, easy landing spot. Your first career road game if you're Jackson Dart on the road against the Saints. Very hustle environment when they're good. Unfortunately for the Saints, they are not good, so I'm right there with you on the Giants money line.
I like it. How about this Broncos-Eagles game? This might be the most intriguing of the 6 games at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Do you have any action, Bo Nix, Jalen Hurts, Broncos-Eagles?
I'm going to be willing to lay it with the Philadelphia Eagles. Just with the Denver Broncos, they can be a little bit inconsistent on the road. And with the Broncos, it's been a nice start to the season for them thus far, but we all know what the Eagles are able to do. They're the reigning NFL champions, and the way that they roll over the last few years and just the way that they've got overall balance as well. That's a big thing for the Eagles. Even if the offense isn't getting going, you know that the defense is going to be there. If the defense gives up a few points, you know that they're going to be able to come back on offense as well. It's been an incredible start for this team with, once again, Saquon Barkley just being able to be that consistent guy for them. He's not putting up the same numbers that he did a season ago, but they've been looking to him a little bit more out of the backfield as well, and he hasn't had to do as much because Jalen Hurts does feel like he's coming into his own a little bit more because this defense for the Philadelphia Eagles has been that dominant as well. And for the Denver Broncos, I do think that there's just a little bit of fear in general that the secondary is not going to be able to match up with all the receivers that the Eagles have on the outside. So I'm looking at the Eagles, and I'm going to be willing to lay that number right now, seeing that in a lot of places more around a 4 to 4.5.
Yeah, Greg, does it surprise you, speaking of numbers moving as we get closer to game time, the money pushing this number towards the Jets away from Dallas? This was Dallas -2. I expected it to go up to 3. Instead, I just saw Dallas -1 for the first time as we get closer to this one. I laid 1.5 with the Cowboys on Thursday with a smile on my face. What do you think about this contest?
Yeah, if Malik Neighbors, or if you had yourself just a little bit more with regards to this Jets team, I'd be willing to take the Jets because the Dallas Cowboys, as we know, they played as many minutes as humanly possible in that game against the Green Bay Packers on Sunday night, the 40-40 tie after you go to overtime. But for the Dallas Cowboys, even though they are going to be dealing with a little bit of a lack of rest, even though they do have to travel for this game, I just think that they're the better team. You saw them having no difficulty whatsoever without CeeDee Lamb last week. The way that they were able to march down on a Packers defense that looked really good going into that week as well. That's very encouraging. And it does feel like they're getting a little bit more going on the ground as well. I think you see a big week here for Javonte Williams. I think that he's going to be able to carve up that Jets defense. He was able to put up a nice touchdown, and he had 85 yards against the Green Bay Packers as well. That should be able to take a little bit of the workload off of Dak Prescott after he had a big week last week. For the Cowboys, I expect a little bit of a bounce back after their defense got gashed last week as well. So I do think that this is a good spot for the Dallas Cowboys. We'll be willing to lay that -1.5, -2-ish.
Greg, big number for the Lions. I laid it with them, 9.5 at Cincinnati. We're seeing mostly 10s, even some 10.5s out there now. I think Detroit is going to steamroll the Bengals. Now, I brought this up. You look at their last 7 games where they're favored by 6 or more. They've covered 6 out of 7. All 6 of those wins have been by 17 or more. I think that trend could continue here. Are you willing to take the points with Cincinnati as home dogs, or are you hopping on the Lions bandwagon as well?
Now, I did not play this game personally. If I had to, because now that critical number of 10 is becoming a 10.5, that would be my buy point on the Bengals. Like, I'm still not convinced that Jake Browning is the world's worst backup quarterback. 5 interceptions in his first few starts has been pretty brutal, to say the least. So, that does give you a little bit of pause. But that said, for the Bengals, the real issue here is the defense. As we know, it has been just absolutely awful over the last few years. If you're really looking to fade the Bengals at this point, I would say instead take a look at the over, because I do expect Jake Browning to be able to bounce back a little bit more. And for the Detroit Lions, we very much know what this Lions offense is capable of. They were bottled up in week number 1 against the Green Bay Packers, but ever since then, they've been able to get on a nice roll. So if anything, I'd be looking to play the over rather than laying such a big number with the Lions.
How about the Commanders-Chargers game? 2 quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels, Justin Herbert, that when they're on are a lot of fun. 2 quarterbacks that might have to show some mobility on display, especially with all the injuries to LA's O-line in Herbert's case. What do you make of this game? The Chargers, you can get 2.5 if you're willing to lay 15 cents. You can get 3. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, I would say try to be able to get a 2.5 if at all possible, even if you're laying more like a -115 to -120 juice. But I just still have much more of a belief in the Chargers rather than the Commanders. Obviously, what Jane Daniels has been able to do to be able to uplift that Commanders team has been very positive. But for the Chargers, it just feels like they've got such great balance once again. I just wholeheartedly trust in Jim Harbaugh to be able to get the job done. The way that they were able to go out there week number 1 and they got that nice win against the Chiefs was able to set the tone for the rest of the season, in my opinion. Now, with Justin Herbert, he has been a guy that has been able to do a nice job of just being able to rely upon Hampton out there in the backfield, as well as the ground game has a little bit more consistency. Johnson has really been able to step up. And I mean, it's just so interesting with this Chargers team and all their weapons, because we all thought that McConkey was just going to have a really amazing season for them. He's actually now number 3 on the team in terms of overall receptions. They've got just a plethora of different weapons. They've got a rock solid defense. I just think that the Chargers at this point are one of the most complete teams in the NFL, and being able to get them at a -3 or better, I think that that's great value. So I look at the Chargers here. Again, try to get 2.5 if at all possible, but if you have nothing other than 3, I would rather lay 3 than take 3 with the Chargers.
Yep, I'm all in on the Chargers in this spot. Washington's looked pretty ugly in their 2 road games thus far. Greg, Sunday Night Football, Buffalo, no better environment. Bills, Patriots. The Bills are laying just over a touchdown, 7.5 to 8 at most shops. Can you get there with Buffalo, or are you looking to take the Patriots and grab those points?
And the Patriots do look like a little bit of a reborn team as well. Mike Vrabel was a very necessary coaching upgrade for them. But I do think that with this Buffalo Bills team, you're just looking at an absolute steamroller. The way that they've really been able to rebuild themselves over the last few seasons, and the way that Josh Allen has just been able to become much more efficient. The way that they've been able to just take a little bit of the load off of Josh Allen, making him a little bit more of an efficient player has been big. And this is a Bills defense I'm quite impressed with their overall progression as well. With the Patriots, I do think that they're going to be able to hold up maybe for like a half or so, but I think that the floodgates really open in the second half. I do think that for the Buffalo Bills, they find a way to be able to get the job done. It's always sketchy when you have to lay more than 7 with any sort of team, but if there's a team that's able to cover that big of a number, it's a Buffalo Bills.
Greg, you're awesome. Glad we were able to talk football and baseball here tonight. Really appreciate the time. Thanks so much for hopping on.
Absolutely. And soon enough, college basketball, my friend. Always appreciate you.
Always a good time for a late night game in Hawaii. He's Greg Peterson. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at @GUnit_81. We're going to dive into my best bets for Sunday's NFL slate on the other side. I'm Joe Serralo. It's Cashing Out.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. But
here's a look at your weather forecast, powered by weatherology.com. High temperatures reach up to 81 today, under partly cloudy skies with a slight chance for scattered showers. Southwesterly winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Scattered thunderstorms likely tonight, lows around 50, cloudy. Overcast skies tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms likely. High temperatures reach up to 56. Warmer Tuesday and Wednesday with highs from the mid-60s to the upper 60s. Showers possible both days. And that's your
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at HamiltonIsBusiness.com. When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Since 1946, Cully Pipe and Steel continues to meet the pipe and steel needs of greater Nebraska and Kansas. Cully Pipe and Steel is a one-stop shop for all of your pipe and steel needs. Cully Pipe and Steel stocks a wide variety of steel and plumbing products. From custom steel products to structural steel, rebar fabrication, steel fabrications, and retail and wholesale plumbing parts and fixtures, remember Cully Pipe and Steel of Hastings. They're located at 405 West South Street and the plumbing showroom at 300 South Colorado in Hastings.
Have you or a loved one been injured in a motor vehicle accident? Hi, I'm Mitch Stellick from Stellick Law Firm in Grand Island, and we specialize in personal injury law. Let Stellick Law Firm assist you in making sure that you and your family are taken care of following a motor vehicle accident. Call us today at 308-675-4035 to schedule your appointment. Let us be your voice.
Rev up your energy and fuel your body with the protein punch you've been craving. When it comes to nutrition, Highland Dairy has a wide range of locally made products. Discover tasty ways to a stronger, healthier you with Highland's range of yogurts, smoothies, flavored milk, and cottage cheese. For parents with picky eaters and trendsetters looking to jump on the revival of cottage cheese, Highland has what you need to hit your protein goals. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
Cashing out here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Cashing Out continues with myself, Joe Serralo, here on your Saturday night, taking you into your Sunday morning. We've got a loaded NFL slate. I believe we have 12 games, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 12 games on Sunday. As early as, if you're out here out west like I am, 6:30 in the morning. We're going to have the Browns and the Vikings. I didn't say they were all great games, guys. I just said we have 12 games. So Browns, Vikings, bright and early. And then 6 games in the early window, 4 in the late window, and then Sunday Night Football. By the way, can we just address finally, this is how the NFL should be scheduled, right? 6 games in that 1 Eastern, 4 games in that 4 Eastern window. I mean, there were points we had like 9 games at, 1 Eastern and then 4 at 4 Eastern. And you just need a little more balance, right? So good scheduling job by the league. Going to have a healthy amount of games, some competitive games, hopefully, all day long. I'm looking forward to it. We'll get into best bets there. We'll get into best bets for the 2 MLB playoff games as well. But I do want to remind you folks that VSiN Pro subscribers now have exclusive access to our new AI player prop projections powered by Opta AI, the same trusted brand behind soccer analytics in the UK. You'll get AI-driven projections for quarterbacks, receivers, and running backs across the most popular prop categories compared directly to current DraftKings lines to highlight their value. You can sort by player, game, or stat and track how projections shift throughout the week with injury updates and team trends. VSiN Pro subscribers can see them now at vsin.com/props. That's VSIN.com/props. Let's get into some best bets now for Sunday. I'm going to start on the diamond, work our way to football. I still don't know if we have any first 5 bets available. I'm not seeing them on DraftKings. Guess I could open up FanDuel and see if I've got anything to work with there. I'm looking to target the Yankees first 5. Now, I mean, shoot, Detroit too, potentially. I am flabbergasted, frankly, at how short of a favorite the Tigers are. I get the zigzag effect and, having a team bounce back, but you're looking at Tarek Skubal going for Detroit. I mean, to make them a -120 to -125 favorite seems nuts to me. So FanDuel's got the first 5 pricing up. We're seeing the Yankees on the full game money line at FanDuel -152. First 5, -156. Only a 4-cent disparity there. DraftKings has a minus 144. If we're looking at a 4 or 5 cent disparity there, that would tell you DraftKings might have a better first 5 money line price when they post it. I might be looking to go Yanks first 5 money line. Detroit, let's see what that first 5. It's not up yet. All right. So, I mean, Detroit, that's going to be, I would say, a longer price, much more disparity there between the Tigers' full game money line and their first 5 money line because Scooble's pitching. I'd lay anything up to minus 140 with the Tigers' first 5. I mean, this one, the only thing that can get you into trouble here is all of the different ways there are to bet Scooble. If you want to go K-prop, if you want to go outs recorded maybe because they just had an extra inning game. There are so many different ways to bet him here. And that really is what could get you into trouble, is just overthinking it. But, I mean, I think Detroit wins. I think Detroit wins the first 5. I think Scooble strikes out the world. Maybe you just look for whatever has the best price attached to it, because I think it's going to be a big game for Tarek Scooble and the Tigers. So for the sake of best bets, we'll go, because I know our producer John Lund has to put something on the website from me to you. We'll go Yankees first 5 money line minus 150. And we'll go Tigers full game money line, because we've got balls here on cashing out. Minus 120 Tigers. So those are the 2 plays. We're betting on a couple of road teams in Major League Baseball on Sunday. Now, let's get to our NFL picks, which are, of course, best bets brought to you by our friends over at GBank. As I look to pull up the GBank read that I scrolled past, I'll remind you that best bets are brought to you by GBank. There it is. Okay, I could not find this read for the life of me. GBank is built with sports bettors in mind. Right now, you can earn a $50 cashback reward bonus once you're approved and your account is open with the GBank Visa Signature Card. While most credit cards treat sportsbook and gaming transactions as cash advances, even when it's your own money, GBank treats them as regular purchases. That means no cash advance fees, saving you up to 3 to 5% on every deposit. Plus, you'll earn 1% cash back on all eligible sportsbook and gaming transactions and 2% cash back on everything else you buy. Apply now. VSiN.com/GBank. That's VSIN.com/GBank. Glad we were able to find that. Keeps the lights on in the studio that I'm not at currently. Let's get into the NFL games. I gave out the Serralo Pick 6 Thursday night right here on Cashing Out. I understand not everyone that's watching now or listening now was able to catch that program. Let's go through it again. I've got the Giants money line, plus 120. Now, look, the way I see it, I believe in a bump for a team's morale and a team's performance when you've got the same monotonous bad quarterback play and you make a change. And the Giants got that when they pulled Russ and they started Jackson Dart. Usually, that bump comes crashing down the following week. There's a little bit of film. The adrenaline's gone. The rah-rah effect has gone away. And that team is usually a good spot to fade the next week. I normally would fade the Giants here. Problem is they're playing the worst team in football. And I don't know why the hell or how the hell the Saints are favored. And they're going from being favored by 1.5 to 2 to now even at some spots 2.5. Giants money line all day, 8 days a week. I don't care if your quarterback is Jackson Dart, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, or your grandmother. The Giants are the play here. Spencer Rattler, 0-11 as a starting quarterback in this league. The Saints offensive line is a bit banged up, especially on the interior. Who's going to block Sexy Dexy? I mean, you're looking at a banged up O-line when the strength of this Giants defense, and it is among the best in football, is their defensive line and the pass rush that those guys generate. I think it's a bad matchup for New Orleans. Look, the secondary for the Giants stinks. It's the opposite of their great D-line. They might get burned by Rashid Shaheed for a deep ball once, but I don't think the Saints are going to have any sustained success. I really like the Giants in this spot. Took a money line. I also teased them up to +8 with Arizona down to -1.5 at a -122 team 6-point teaser. Couple other games in the early window. Dallas, I got -1.5. I'm seeing -1 out there now. I mean, look, the Cowboys don't play a lick of defense, right? This thing could look reminiscent of the Jets' Week 1 game against Pittsburgh, which they still lost. Go figure, it's the best game they've played all year. I just think Dallas is going to put up so many points. I mean, their air raid offense has been the best passing attack in football through the first quarter of the season. The Jets seem so demoralized, so deflated, right? They had that game Monday night against Miami. That could have been a game for the taking. They didn't even let it look close. Like, when I say they had it, I don't mean they were in position to win and Miami took it from them. I mean, they could have easily outplayed that Miami team, and they just didn't. They just refused to. I don't like this Dallas squad. The defense is an abomination, but the offense is, out of the 4 units, going to be far and away the best one out there. And when you're looking at a game that's landing on 1, 1.5, or 2, it helps to have the best kicker on the planet, maybe even in the entire solar system. Give me Brandon Aubrey. Give me the Cowboys, -1.5. Raiders went +7.5 there. I was waiting all week. This went from 6.5, 7. You can get 7.5 at -105 right now on ProfitX. Look, I think the Colts win. Something about this game, I think it might be a shootout. I think Geno Smith might finally wake up. He's got a ridiculous, ugly 7 interceptions on the year. I could see this being a shot-for-shot weird game. Pete Carroll's got to get his guys together at some point. They could sneakily keep this close. Took the Bucs +3.5 at Seattle. Everyone's talking about Bucky Irving being injured. It's a big deal. I love this kid. It's a huge deal. How about Seattle's secondary, right? The same guys who were injured 2 weeks ago, who came back and played in their win against Arizona. Witherspoon, Love, they're injured. They're out for this game. I think Baker is going to show a really gutsy performance in this one. And I think Tampa keeps it close. Wouldn't shock me if they win outright. I'm taking the 3.5 points. Chargers -2.5. Touched on it with Greg Hoops Peterson earlier in the hour. I like this spot. Washington on the road is a fade. Washington's defense against the deep ball is a fade, even though Herbert's got the banged up O-line. I think the Chargers win. And then the Lions -9.5. Here's a quick nugget. Their last 7 games favored by 6 or more. They've covered 6 out of 7. All 6 of those covers have been wins by 17 or more, including last week against Cleveland. That falls into the umbrella. Give me the Lions -9.5. They're going to beat the Bengals by a bajillion. Folks, coming up next, great programming to start your football Sunday. Mitch and Paulie, the VSiN Pro Football Tailgate Show, 9 a.m. Eastern, followed by VSiN's Countdown to Kickoff at noon, and then Live Bet Sunday during all the action. Special thanks to our sensational producer, John Lund, and the rest of our terrific team over at the Circa Sportsbook. That's it for Cashing Out. I'm Joe Serrala. We'll do it again soon.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-1313. 800-791-1313.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
From Feature Story News in San Francisco, I'm Ira Spitzer with a look back at some of the week's top stories. The U.S. and Israel agreed on a plan to end the war in Gaza, warning Hamas that if it doesn't accept it, Israel has the blessing of the U.S. to completely destroy the terrorist organization. The announcement followed Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's visit to President Donald Trump at the White House on Monday. Later in the week, the Palestinian militant group said it accepted some aspects of the plan. However, it's unclear whether Israel will accept Hamas's remaining conditions. FSN's Tony Waterman has more from Washington.
There is a lot of growing pressure for this war to come to an end. We saw all of these countries come together in New York City just last week for the UN General Assembly. More than 80% of the UN's 193 member states now recognize an independent Palestine. So there's a lot of momentum, but certainly there's a lot of pressure on Hamas as well to come to the negotiating table so that this war can come to an end, both within Gaza itself. I mean, there's a humanitarian crisis. You can place blame wherever you'd like, but that is the bottom line. There is a humanitarian crisis taking place. People are starving. Children are dying. So there's a lot of pressure on Hamas as well. And so this seems to be sort of this inflection point that this is the most hope that a lot of people have seen, that there can be a somewhat lasting solution, at least to this particular conflict. It's unclear whether that would actually happen. And again, there is this off-ramp for Israel that it can continue its mission inside of Gaza if there is some sort of reneging on this proposal at the hands of Hamas.
2 people died and 3 others were seriously injured in an attack outside a synagogue in Manchester in northwest England. The attack came on Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar, and led to security being stepped up outside prominent synagogues in the UK. FSN's John Beaver reports.
At just after 9:30 on Thursday morning, police were called to reports of a man deliberately driving into pedestrians outside a synagogue in Manchester. He then used a knife to attack others. Eyewitnesses describe how he tried to get into the synagogue before being shot dead by police just 7 minutes after they were first called. UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer cut short a meeting in Denmark to return to the UK to chair an emergency COBRA meeting.
Jane Goodall, the groundbreaking primatologist who changed the way the world understood chimpanzees and inspired generations of conservationists, died at the age of 91. Her institute confirmed that she passed away while on a speaking tour in Los Angeles. From Bureaus Worldwide, this is FS.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. This is Prop Points on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Now here's your host, the guru himself, John Hansen.
Happy Friday. What's up? Welcome to another edition of Prop Points right here on VSiN. I'm John Hansen, fantasypoints.com. The program, as always, is being produced by a very giddy Michael Cohen. Today, he's in a good mood. We're all in a good mood. It was a very good night last night. We'll wrap it up. 49ers at Rams. We'll take a quick look around the NFL and look at the critical injuries of note that might affect our propage this weekend. We'll check in with our guy from right here at VSiN, Ben Stevens. We'll talk a little college football. Week 5. Life comes at you fast, and we're going to change it up this week a little bit because not that we're not winning here, but we want to guarantee we continue to win. Justin Varnes is, in fact, down with IDP. That is his Twitter handle, and he is an IDP maven over at fantasypoints.com. It is a big-time cheat code in terms of the propage. A lot easier than the offensive ones. And then speaking of those offensive ones, I do have 10 props in hand here for the weekend, which will out at the end of the program. And we also have a best bet, of course, and don't want to jinx it, but we're 4-0 on the Friday best bets. But let's take a look at what happened last night because it has been quite a week. I've been a little under the weather, feeling a little craptastic, but nothing can cure a physical ailment or a malady better than winning. So let's take a look because we clean sweep, baby. We went 7 for 7. I want to thank Sean McVay. I want to thank Kyle Shanahan. I want to thank the National Football League. I want to thank my family. I want to thank Michael Cohen. I want to thank a lot of people here. The football gods finally shining down upon me. Davante Adams, that looked like it was going to be an L. I mean, you could not ask for a better game script and game flow for these props. So, again, thank you, football gods. As Davante Adams hits, we went with the yardage. That also hit. Kyron Williams, what a joke. We only needed 9 yards. What did he get, 60? Kendrick Bourne, my guy, 39.5. I think we hit. Unbelievable game by Kendrick Bourne. And I know I was like rambling about it yesterday. I kept going like, he's good. And he is. Jake Tonjes, my guy. I didn't know who he was 4 weeks ago, but he's my guy. 27.5 receiving yards. We went over there, and McCorkle Jones and our producer, Michael Cohen, he can attest. I have always been a Mac Jones person. Now, he didn't know me in 2021 when Mac Jones came out, but I told him this last year when no one on the planet was admitting that they were Mac Jones people. But, he's a good quarterback. He's not perfect, not an elite athlete, but I just love him. And he's a gunslinger. He'll go out there and sling it. Kyle Shanahan, before the game, pretty much told him, get ready. And he's like, let's go. And they went. Demarcus Robinson, I thought that was the last one. I thought that was the least chance of hitting, and that one hit as well, but nothing will hit as big as the Thursday night special at plus 400, and that was Jake Tonjes for the anytime touchdown at plus 400. I enjoy helping out people, so hopefully people followed along here. I think it was worth it just for our guy Michael Cohen, because my man is, like I said, he is giddy. Well, there's the record. We are still in the negative. I did write this week that I can't buy a touchdown, quite frankly. I'm making good calls, but these guys, other than Tonjes last night, haven't been scoring a ton, but I do have 3 more tutty props today. And the special, not as good as last year. We were absolutely crushing the special, but I mean, we're doing well on Thursday nights here. And shout out to the grinder, Tom Brawley. I mean, it's a clean sweep over at fantasypoints.com. Brett Whitefield goes 6-0 last week. The grinder, Tom Brawley, he's almost always crushing. And, competition brings out the best in people. I'm like, Brett Whitefield comes on and goes 6-0. I'm like, wait a second here. This is my show. So, boom, there it is. So we're all happy, and hopefully we'll stay hot on Saturday. I'm not getting arrogant. I'm still being very meticulous with my prop picks, getting a little weirder. I'm getting a little better at this, by the way, after really doing it for the first time last year. All right, well, let's take a look around the NFL because we do have happenings. Bucky Irving, he is, I don't think it's official yet. I did see my guy Adam Schefter report it. He is expected to miss the game. Now, you do have Sean Tucker involved, but like I said, I'm a Rachaad White guy, kind of know him a little bit. Great guy, unbelievable guy. So he is in the final year of his rookie deal, and he will be bringing it to showcase his skills. He'll get a lot of interest. He's not going to command a big dollar on the free agent market, but, man, if you're looking for a bigger-bodied third down guy, goal line guy, change-up guy in a dual backfield, he's a really good player. But he can pile up the numbers. He was my number 1 running back target his second year in the NFL, and he was the man that year. Didn't look great running the rock, but he was, I believe, was an RB1 that year. Chuba Hubbard, he's another guy. He's out. He's not on IR. They did get Rico Dowdle, and, he is a 3-down player, so he should get a healthy number of touches against Miami. Just keep in mind that their O-line is pretty depleted. Chuba Hubbard has not been that good this year, and one of the reasons is they've lost multiple starters on the interior of the O-line. No J.J. McCarthy for the Minnesota Vikings. They also ruled out a bunch of guys, Van Ginkel, Ryan Kelly, and others. Donovan Jackson is already out. Myles Garrett will play in that game, though, so we are in decent shape there. I don't think anything else of note has come down, so I will use this time. Oh, actually, here's one. This is pretty big. I was going to go on a Michael Pittman prop. I was even considering a Tyler Warren prop, but Alec Pierce will not play this week. That just coming down the line. So that is absolutely great news if you have Michael Pittman or Tyler Warren. Unbelievable schematic matchup for both of those guys and for Daniel Dimes. Spoiler alert, in the final segment, we will be talking Daniel Dimes. I will spill the beans right there. So, yeah, we're in on a Danny Dimes prop later on in the program. What else do we have here? Injury-wise, nothing riveting here for Denver, Philly, Still don't know about, a couple of O-linemen for the Cowboys, like especially Tyler Smith. So, if you're considering Javonte, we'll see about him. Deron Bland is back in practice. Okay. For the Jets, no Braylon Allen. We know that. Isaiah Davis is going to be the number 2. Michael Carter, I believe, was ruled out. He is one of their top 3 corners. Jermaine Johnson, don't really hear his name much, former number 1 pick. He's been out of practice. Dolphins still out without a Storm Duck. By the way, I didn't get an update on Jatavian Sanders. I'm actually hanging on the edge of my seat because we did like Tommy Tremble last week. Scott Barrett suggested it. And then on Saturday, I looked into it. I'm like, you know what? I like him too. And I went on the prop and easy win. Easy. And it'll be an easy win this week if Jatavian Sanders is out. They love Jatavian Sanders. When he's healthy and active, they go to him over Tremble. But when he's out, they go to Tremble. They force it almost to Tremble. See about Will Anderson and Derek Stingley for Houston. Those are massive injuries. I mean, I don't have enough time to talk about the Baltimore Ravens injuries. It is truly absurd. I guess the best news is it looks like Ronnie Stanley, the left tackle, and Kyle Van Noy and Wiggins, Nate Wiggins, starting outside corner. It looks like they will play. But Awuzie, Hamilton, Humphrey, Roquan, and also, by the way, for Derrick Henry, Patrick Ricard. I don't know if that's been reported much, but, one of the reasons, and look, they haven't given Derrick Henry the ball on early downs, but you watch, when they get Patrick Ricard back, they will start running the rock. They have a good schedule. By the way, I would trade for Derrick Henry, as we mentioned earlier in the week. Let's see here. Brock Bowers, well, he's been limited, for a month now almost. The Colts just ruled out Kenny Moore against the Raiders. So good news. Jacoby Myers. I think that game going to be a little bit of a shootout. We just passed along that Alec Pierce is out. We'll see about Dexter Lawrence for the Giants. Still waiting on that. And we'll see about those Saint tight ends. If you're thinking about Juwan Johnson, you might want to make sure you check to see if Foster Moreau and or Taysom Hill are active, and also a bad matchup against the Giants. We'll see about Jamal Dean, starting corner for the Bucs. That would help Seattle and their wideouts if he's out. Also, Devin Witherspoon. That would help Chris Godwin big time. I thought Godwin, by the way, looked really good last week. Calvin Ridley has been out of practice. I give up. I'm sorry. I like Calvin Ridley. My bad dog. Can't get him all right. I thought he was going to be nice, but nope, he is not. For the Cardinals, Will Johnson at corner has been limited, so he might return. We'll see about DJ Reed, I think, has been ruled out for the Lions. We'll see about Arnold as well. Not much else there. Other than the offensive injuries, we'll see about Sanders still as well. Matt Milano and Ed Oliver, I think they are trending toward a return. Just trying to give you a quick look at the critical injuries. We'll talk college football on the other side, but first, the NFL season is rolling. Every snap brings new opportunities. Make sure you've got the edge with VSiN Pro. Save 40% right now with the football season special promo code PROP. You'll get VSiN Pro access to everything we do. Daily best bets, real-time betting splits, proven systems, video replays, and all the good stuff. Lock in 40% off with the promo code PROP at VSiN.com/subscribe. That's VSIN.com/subscribe. And when we return, we'll talk Week 5 college football, props, and more with Ben Stevens of VSiN right here on Prop Points on VSiN.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour.
I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're gonna be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIFE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code LIFE.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly. Here's a look at your weather forecast, powered by weatherology.com. A mix of clouds and sun today with a slight chance for scattered rain showers. Highs level off around 81. Southwesterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected tonight. Scattered thunderstorms likely. Lows around 50. 56 tomorrow. Chance for scattered thunderstorms. Warmer Tuesday and Wednesday with highs from the mid-60s to the upper 60s. Scattered showers both days. And that's your forecast. I'm meteorologist.
Bored of the same old sports coverage? Get on the cutting edge of sports with Extreme Sports.
That ball hammered deep toward left into the well. That ball is gone.
The biggest plays, breaking news, and we can't forget the best sports talk.
Let's be great. Let's be great.
We are Extreme Sports.
Prop Points with the Guru, John Hansen on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Friday edition of Prop Points continues right now on VSiN. Good afternoon. I'm John Hansen. I'm going to go directly to the progressive guest line. Ben Stevens is the co-host of Live Bet Saturday right here on VSiN on the X Machine at Ben Scott Stevens. Greatest month in sports, arguably, Ben. College football, the NFL in full gear. My Dodgers going to take out the Phillies over the next week or so. You got to love sports. How are you?
Yeah, John, it's a fantastic Saturday slate in college football. Maybe not the most marquee matchups like the end of September, but when you add in the on Sunday and the division series across Major League Baseball in October, it's a wonderful weekend for sports. I'm doing well, and thanks for having me as always.
We got to cover all our bases here because I got NFL on lockdown for this coming weekend, but week 5 of the college football action will start with Bryce Underwood of Michigan playing Wisconsin, and you like the over at 177. I see that he has done this in 2 of his last 4, so maybe not a lock, must be matchup related or some other extenuating circumstances. What do you see here with Underwood?
Yeah, and that's exactly the case, John. 2 of those 4 inside the big house in Ann Arbor, where the young quarterback in Bryce Underwood will be tomorrow against Wisconsin. His road games at Oklahoma and at Nebraska against pretty good secondaries have been a little bit more precarious through the air, but I think in the comfortable setting of playing in front of the Maize and Blue faithful in Ann Arbor, Underwood, who has thrown for at least 235 yards in his 2 home starts inside the big house, clears this number tomorrow. And, John, I think it's a discounted price at 177 plus against a Wisconsin team that is mightily struggling. They're the best rush defense in college football. You could argue the opponents they have played, but Wisconsin against the 2 power conference quarterbacks the Badgers defense has seen this year. Week number 3 against Ty Simpson of Alabama. He threw for 386 yards. And a couple of weeks ago at home in Camp Randall against Maryland's freshman quarterback in Malik Washington, He threw for 265. I believe Underwood will be comfortable in the home setting tomorrow and throw for at least 200 yards or so, but certainly 177 plus on DraftKings.
I am being told, as you likely know, Ben, that it is in fact week 6. So now you know what sport I cover. But coming up later in the show, we'll talk week 12 in the NFL. No, just kidding there. But let's go next to Kaytron Allen. You know, a ton of college football, but I know all about Kaytron Allen. This dude's been there 4 years now, right? He's a grown-ass man, and you like 84-plus rushing yards against UCLA.
Yeah, the dual-headed attack in the backfield for Penn State. Nick Singleton actually the most attempts so far this year for that Penn State offense, but Kaytron Allen has been the more explosive running back for Andy Kotelnicki's offense, averaging better than 7 yards per pop on the ground. And, John, I think it's a bounce-back spot for the Nittany Lions, where they need to win emphatically tomorrow against a winless team in UCLA out in the great setting of the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. The Bruins have struggled mightily in every single phase of this college football season so far, but they're the 4th worst rushing defense in all of FBS college football, allowing nearly 239 yards per game on the ground. Penn State, as you see, a 3-plus touchdown favorite tomorrow on the road in Pasadena. They should win this game. It should be comfortable, but we need to start feeling that enthusiasm and activity around this Penn State offense, and I think the backs get the job done. Kaytron Allen, 84-plus rushing yards tomorrow against that porous UCLA defense.
I'm not sure if you've watched the show, Ben, but our guy Tom Brawley is a Penn State alum. He's the former sports editor of the Daily Collegian, their paper, and he lives in State College, and he was at that game last week. So feel bad for our guy. Now we know why he's into gambling. But let's move on here, Ben, and let's talk Dylan Riley of Boise State. You like him for an anytime touchdown against Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's a really good spot here, John, in a game that we expect to see a ton of points tomorrow in South Bend. It's what Notre Dame has done because the offense is firing on all cylinders. The defense still has its questions. And we saw Boise State, of course, be a college football playoff team last year, led by the Heisman runner-up in Ashton Jeanty. How would the Broncos replace that production in the backfield? We thought it would be Sire Gaines, who was the guy behind Jeanty the last few seasons in Boise, Idaho. It was not a great start for the Broncos, the opening Thursday night of the year, going to Tampa and getting trounced by South Florida. But Dylan Riley has kind of exploded as the lead back for this Broncos offense. And in a game tomorrow under the watchful eye of Touchdown Jesus that features an over-under of 62.5, we can expect some points. So for Dylan Riley, who has 5 rushing scores this year, the most by at least 3 touchdowns for any Boise State player on the ground this season, I think we're going to see a couple of touchdowns at least on either side. And if the Broncos are getting to pay dirt against this Notre Dame defense, I think it's Dylan Riley at a pretty good college football price for an anytime TD spot at plus 110.
Check out Live Bet Saturday with our guest, Ben Stevens, right here on VSiN. So that's a whole other animal where when the games kick off, then you're looking into the wagering opportunities. Once again, Ben on the X machine at Ben Scott Stevens. Well, next up, you have Arch Manning. I have not checked in totally on Arch. I saw him play in the opener, and obviously it wasn't great, but I do see he's got 8 touchdowns in his last 3 and multiple touchdowns in 2 of his last 3. And you like an anytime touchdown, though. This will be on the ground. I didn't check, but does he have one yet?
He does. He has 5, in fact, John. He has 5 rushing scores in the last 3 games since the disappointing offensive output in the opener against Ohio State. And that's a layer of Arch Manning's game that I think at times can be a little bit overlooked. Against this Florida defense that has been really good this year, and frankly, the Gators have had to be good defensively because of how poor the offense has been, in a game that features a total tomorrow in the Swamp of only 42.5. I think if Texas is going to score, I would not be surprised if they get down near that goal line in the red zone area against this Gators defensive unit. It is Arch Manning or Steve Sarkisian in this case calling Arch's number to get into the end zone. Again, 5 rushing scores in the last 3 games. Outside of the opener against the Buckeyes, in which Texas only scored 1 touchdown and not until late in that 4th and final quarter, Arch Manning has hit Pater. And I think it's a reliable spot, John, that they look to run the quarterback inside the 5-yard line if they are threatening to score. A lot of the betting market now on Florida. We have seen this line drop drastically. You saw the 4.5-point spread only in favor of the Longhorns. It was 7 just a few days ago. If Arch Manning and Texas are going to avoid the upset tomorrow in Gainesville, I think it's Arch himself finding Pater.
Where are you with him as a pro prospect? Certainly still a fluid situation. I guess he's coming next year. I don't know if that's official, but what do you see? Because, I haven't studied the nuances, but boy, there's a lot to like there. I am actually old enough to remember his grandfather. I know that sounds probably absurd to you, but the tail end of the career, I saw Archie Manning, and of course, Cooper, Archie, Arch. That's the athletic line in the family, like the really athletic line. But, do you think he has a bright future?
Yeah, John, I'm not nearly as pessimistic about Arch Manning's ability overall as many in the sport. With all of the hype and all of the excitement entering this year, he has been a little bit disappointing, at least being anointed the Heisman Trophy favorite after only 2 collegiate starts and the presumed number 1 overall pick in the NFL in 2026. I thought some of that hype was warranted based on the performances we had seen out of Arch Manning in 2024 in Austin. But it's hard to play against Ohio State. The Buckeyes defense continuing to show that and display that against any quarterback on the other side. I expect Arch Manning to find his groove. Some of the throwing concerns have been exactly that in 2025, but I still think he is a very talented quarterback. We'll see about his NFL future. Needs to be big tomorrow, though, in the Swamp against the Gators.
Finally, we only have less than a minute. I'm sorry about that, but Iowa State at Cincinnati, you like the over 53.5.
Yeah, if Arch Manning hasn't been great at the quarterback spot this year, John, the 2 guys that will face off tomorrow in Cincy have Brendan Sorsby, the Bearcats quarterback, highest-rated PFF quarterback in the sport through 5 weeks this college football season. On the other side, the veteran and the experience in Rocco Becht, who has thrown for at least 243 in 3 of the 5 games for Iowa State this year. I am trusting in the quarterbacks. And, John, this is one of my favorite spots where the betting public is on the under, not expecting points. The sharps are on the over, and despite still most of that handle on the under, this total has worked its way up from 51.5, the opening number on Sunday afternoon, now to 55.5 on DraftKings. I got in early this week. The over 53.5, I do think we see some points in a very crucial Big 12 battle tomorrow in Cincinnati.
Check Ben out, live bet Saturday right here on VSiN and on the Xbox at Ben Stevens. Thanks a lot, Ben. Good luck with the plays, and we'll talk with you next week. We'll talk IDP props on the other side. But first, VSiN Pro subscribers now have exclusive access to our new AI player prop projections powered by Opta AI, the same trusted brand behind soccer analytics in the UK. You get AI-driven projections for quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs across the popular prop categories. Compare them to the DraftKings lines and all the good stuff. Check it out at VSiN.com/props.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available.
Reuter Auction and Realty is proud to serve Nebraska and northern Kansas for the last 5 decades. We are experts in selling agricultural real estate. Our tools include traditional listings, simulcast auctions, and online-only auctions. Our dedication to details is second to none, and we realize most of our clients have one chance in a lifetime to sell their family's assets. We are full-time land brokers committed to our clients, trusted for decades. Call us today at 402-463-8565 or go to reuterauction.com.
5 Points Bank has been your hometown bank for over 40 years, and now you can take us wherever you go. Mobile Deposit allows you to deposit checks from your smartphone or tablet with our free business banking app. And never pay for an ATM charge again with our MoneyPass app. It maps out ATMs near you that won't charge a fee because of its partnership with 5 Points Bank. We're here to serve you in person and online, and that's why we're the better bank.
It's never too late to start protecting your company's data from cyber attacks. Your customers put their trust in you to keep their information safe from online threats. Don't let them down. Partner with Hamilton Business Technologies to get real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. We care about the success of your business and the communities you serve. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Need a power boost after a serious workout? Stick with the original recovery drink. Highland Dairy's chocolate milk contains 13 essential nutrients, including protein and electrolytes, helping you build muscle and hydrate better than water. Our Chocolicious milk is perfect for building healthy bones in little ones and maintaining bone health in adults. It's chocolate milk with no artificial growth hormones, and it's locally made, so you know you're getting the best for your body. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Keep it here on Extreme Sports.
Hits it to right field. Brennan is back. He's at the wall, and we are tied.
Your all-access pass to nonstop sports talk and live play-by-play coverage.
You guys are the #1 sports station because you make the phones light up.
Prop Points with the Guru, John Hansen on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back to this Friday edition of Prop Points here on VSiN. I'm John Hansen. We are going to go to the progressive guest line right now, but within this segment, I will pop out my touchdown props for Week 5 in the NFL, FYI. But on that progressive guest line, it is Justin Varnes, IDP analyst for FantasyPoints.com. He is on the X Machine at Down with IDP. Professional musician. He's on the road. He's working in a hotel. But Justin, always time to talk a little IDP here because you are, in fact, down with it. How are you?
Doing well, man. Happy to make this happen in a hotel room. You know, the football season never stops, no matter what our own plans are. But we did well last night. We went 2-0 in last night's Rams-Niners game, and nice. Last week was 8-2. So we're on a good run here.
I mean, have you ever been under 60%? I mean, let's be honest here. I don't think that's ever happened. But neither here nor there. First guy on your list is Josh Metellus, DB, for the Minnesota Vikings. You like the over on the tackle plus assist. I did notice that my man gets targeted a lot, like over 20%. But you have another angle here on Metellus.
Yeah, well, I ran this last week and he blew past it easily, and that's because at the beginning of the season when Harrison Smith was out, the Vikings normally run 3 safeties, but Harrison Smith was out. And Metellus had to play a lot more deep snaps than he used to play. And so the first couple of weeks, you had like 5 tackles, 3 tackles, that sort of thing. But Harrison Smith came back last week, albeit in a limited role. But as soon as he got back in there, we saw Metellus scoot up and play more in the box and be in the slot, exactly as you're saying. He's getting targeted, particularly when he's playing in the slot. So he blew this away last week. It also looks good because Cleveland creates 15 tackles per game to opposing safeties, and that's fifth best. So I really like this one.
You know who he's going to be aligning opposite at times based on the alignment numbers? Bond, Isaiah Bond. And we do have the rookie mojo. So maybe Dylan Gabriel looks for Bond, Isaiah Bond. Well, Justin, what else do you have here? It's a very terrible impersonation right there. My bad. Eric Wilson in that very same game, over 7.5 tackles and assists. And would you parlay this with Quinshon Judkins over the rushing, basically? Is this a hidden Quinshon Judkins rushing prop?
Yeah, well, absolutely. This is what we call bonus points in the IDP world, where you have your starting running back and he gets tackled by your starting linebacker. And that's essentially what's going to happen here. I mean, obviously, the Cleveland Browns are going to lean heavily on Judkins, and due to that, they've created 22 tackles per game to linebackers, which is easily the top number. And most of that has to do with their reliance on Judkins, as they should. But this prop really should be 8.5. I think the reason it's lowered is because Wilson is just subbing in for Blake Cashman. And in the past, not the last 2 weeks, but in the past, when Wilson has played, he's usually been a part-time player. But they definitely see him as an every-down linebacker replacing Blake Cashman. So I really like this one, too. But, yeah, it's going to be Judkins and Wilson all day long, and I'm here for both of them.
Oh, yeah. And finally, you mentioned Demario Davis. You know, it seems like he's been in the NFL since 1999, quite frankly. I remember the Jets gave up on him, and as soon as that happened, I'm like, man, this guy must be good. The Jets gave up on him. And 10 years later, he's still playing. What do you have here? Over 8.5 tackles plus assists. I'm hoping it has a lot to do with Cam Skattebo getting fed the pill.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's from that angle, it's basically the same reason that we're in on Eric Wilson, right? You know, they're going to lean heavily on him, and that always works out well for our opposing linebackers. But there's so that's what got me looking at this in the first place. But then I noticed something else. You know, like you said, Davis has been in the league forever, and he has perennially been an underperforming player just in terms of tackle production. He's been a phenomenal player, but he doesn't end up getting those kinds of like Luke Kuechly, Patrick Willis kind of tackle numbers. And it's because he's been under Dennis Allen's defense for so long. And Allen plays so much man defense and specifically gave Davis a role that was to do everything but tackle. Well, now they've got Brandon Staley there. We've already seen into the first couple. Yeah, right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now that Brandon Staley's there, we've seen a lot more zone, and we've seen Davis hit double-digit tackles 3 times already. So it's a phenomenal matchup, and I just think the markets still think of him as a Dennis Allen linebacker. They haven't caught up yet, and we're going to take advantage of that.
Oh, we will, in fact, take advantage of any opportunity. And Justin, once again, is on the X machine at Down with IDP. Now, before we let you go, I don't want to put you on the spot, but you are a lifelong Yankees fan, and you're a very smart guy. Yes. So can you offer up a little handicapping on your Yankees? And our producer, Michael Cohen, like, are we making a run here? Are we getting through this next round?
I think we're going to get through this next round. I really, really want a shot at your Dodgers one more time, see if we can remember how to play baseball in October.
I wanted to. I really wanted to.
Well, listen, this is a betting show. So when we get off the air, you and I are going to make a little side bet here. But I do think they're going to get through Toronto. I mean, you saw what Schlittler, always very important to say that name, right? Yeah. You saw what he did the other night, and he's phenomenal. And I think the bats are starting to get going. So I think they're going to do that. Whether we can climb above that, I don't know. But I think we'll get through Toronto.
All right, there it is. Good insight on multiple sports from Justin Barnes. Thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day, sir. Enjoy the performance tonight. You're down there, and we won't give your location, but you're somewhere cool. We'll talk time, Justin. Thanks a lot. That is Justin Barnes
Sounds good.
of Fantasy Points.
Sounds good.
ProPoints.com. Well, we do have a couple of minutes to play with, as I thought we would. So I will use the time to pop out 3 touchdown props for week number 5. Number 1, we didn't win it on Monday, but this is a good example of, yeah, you didn't win, but Mason Taylor was all over the place. Unbelievable. Looked like a third-year pro out there. Guy had like 4 grabs for 19 yards going into last week. Not the greatest schematic matchup for Garrett Wilson. You want him against man. By the way, Dallas, they still stink. I think we're looking all right here for Mason Taylor to be the number 2 option in the passing game for Justin Fields, and should be a little bit of a higher scoring game. So I like it at plus 340. You cannot rely on any of the other Jet receivers. They're not any good. So Mason Taylor, good. Next up, these are a little weird, but I'm looking to make up some ground. And I wish I played this last week because he scored, but I am back on Tommy Tremble. Now, there was a time when I made fun of his name. It's just humorous to me. I'm like, oh, who we got this week? Tommy Tremble? I'm not scared. But, he's not bad out of Notre Dame. He's got a lot of energy, a lot of pop. I like the matchup for the Panthers and Bryce Young. They play a lot of man. Still don't know about Jatavian Sanders, quite frankly. So maybe before you put anything down on this, just let's confirm that Jatavian Sanders is in fact out, because if he is, we're looking good for Thomas Tremble. And then last but not least, it is Drake May plus 400. Now, this one here, the Bills are weird in that they are getting run on this year. Maybe part of that by quarterbacks. Maybe part of that is Ed Oliver has missed some time and Matt Milano has missed some time. But the bottom line is quarterbacks are running on the Buffalo Bills. Drake May was compared to Josh Allen coming out. I was at his combine. I literally stood and heard him answer questions about that. Seems like a great, nice young man as well, by the way, Drake May. By the way, for what it's worth, I got like a athletic Peyton Manning vibe in that, just kind of a little old school Drake May, but, takes it very seriously, the football part of it all, but also, he's not that serious of a guy. Love me some Drake May. We're looking good. The Bills have been run all over. It should be a higher scoring affair, a lot of back and forth. I know our guy, Michael Cohen, likes someone else on the Patriots to score, but I know he's into this one. And if Drake May scores at plus 400, we may have a problem on Monday's show for our guy, Mr. Michael Cohen, because we might be picking up pieces of his head because his head may, in fact, explode. But very good chance of happening here. More than usual, I would say, for Drake May to score in this one against a Buffalo Bills team that's going to, A, light it up, and B, give up production rushing. Well, we are down to the last segment of the program. When we return, I will pop out my 10 plays for Week 5, including a best bet. Hang for that on Prop Points.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-1313. 800-791-1313.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com. And get ready for the workday.
Here's a look at your weather forecast, powered by Weatherology.com. A mix of clouds and sun today with a slight chance for scattered rain showers. Highs level off around 81. Southwesterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected tonight. Scattered thunderstorms likely. Lows around 50. 56 tomorrow. Chance for scattered thunderstorms. Warmer Tuesday and Wednesday with highs from the mid-60s to the upper 60s. Scattered showers both days. And that's your forecast. I'm meteorologist.
Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab of Hastings is the trusted name in sports injury management. The staff of PTSR provides up-to-date and efficient care of sports-related injuries, returning athletes quickly and safely back to the playing field. PTSR offers free evaluation of all sports-related injuries to all area athletes during convenient 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. hours Monday through Friday. Call 402-462-8824 for more information. Remember, Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab of Hastings for all your physical and occupational therapy needs.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
At Midwest Farm Management, often the most challenging decision to our clients is what to do with a family farm. We've been helping answer this question since the 1970s. Our company is focused on working with tenants that are good stewards of the family farm while offering excellent returns to our owners. Our services include, but are not limited to, detailed financial and field reports, grain marketing, crop insurance, and finding and executing a lease agreement that best fits your farm. Give us a call today at 402-463-1110 or find us on the web at midwestfarmmanagement.com.
Have you or a loved one been injured in a motor vehicle accident? Hi, I'm Mitch Stellick from Stellick Law Firm in Grand Island, and we specialize in personal injury law. Let Stellick Law Firm assist you in making sure that you and your family are taken care of following a motor vehicle accident. Call us today at 308-675-4035 to schedule your appointment. Let us be your voice.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Watching Prop Points with the Guru, John Hansen on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Well, it comes down to this, the final segment on a Friday. It's been a good week. Not getting cocky, not at all. We're staying humble. We're doing all the work we can. We don't want to anger the football gods because they'll turn on us like that. I do have a best bet at the end of the program, but let's pop them out right now. We'll start with Quinshon Judkins. Love Quinshon Judkins. And I loved him before, I will say. I was very high on him. I liked him more than Merritt Hampton. He was my pre-draft. I had him at 2. I'm like, I'm no scout, but I mean, this guy's unbelievable. And he has been. Now, we did officially get in on this yesterday. Just full disclosure. It's been bet up just a little bit. But I think you're okay up to 75. I really do. Maybe even 76. The Vikings are just absolutely decimated on the O-line. They're not going to be able to sustain offense. Therefore, Judkins has a really good chance of getting volume. And, oh, by the way, the Viking run D stinks. They drafted or acquired a bunch of pass rushers for the interior, and they're getting run all over. They allow the 12th most adjusted yards before contact. Okay, maybe I'm being a little dramatic. 4.4 YPC, 9th most rushing yards, but maybe not dramatic. Ken Gainwell, of all people, went off against them solo in the backfield, basically. 99 yards, 6 for 35. I did consider a total yardage prop on Judkins, but, he's going to be fed the ball the matchup's too good. He's been too good. I know it's a small sample here, but this guy is all that. My new favorite running back in the NFL. Next up, we'll go right on back to last week's best bet. And I for the life of me, don't get it. Look, we'll take it, right? I mean, because Barkley absolutely crushed that prop last week. But the line's the same, 13.5, or maybe even a little lower. This game profiles exactly like last week. Denver gives up the 5th fewest adjusted yards before contact. 68.8% of his runs this season are on zone concepts, Barkley's. 7th most. The Broncos, against those concepts, 3 yards a carry. So it's struggle bust time again, I believe, for Saquon. They also blitz a lot. Hurts has been bad against the blitz. Time to, cue up the Rex and effects. Check, baby, check. There's a reference for the kids. I think that was like 1990. But Jonathan Taylor had 51 yards receiving in this matchup. Amarian Hampton had 59. And Chase Brown last week had 31. We won a prop on that. With Chase Brown. So, and Barkley has caught 4 balls in 3 of his 4 games. And the Broncos, let's see what we do. We stack up positives. And the Broncos give up the 10th most receiving yards per game to running backs over their last 3 and 42 yards. So, yeah, let's do it again, baby. I'd be floored if this was a fail. Sometimes you got to get weird. I'm getting weird with Malik Washington based on alignment numbers. Nick Westbrook-Akine is going to see a lot more of J.C. Horn. You don't want to throw at J.C. Horn. It's not a good matchup for Tua Tagovailoa anyway. He will get a good matchup in the slot. Smith Wade's the corner. He's hurt. He may not play. And this is the first full game without Tyreek. So I think we're getting 5 to 6 targets. So over 3.5 grabs as they look to get him the ball near the line of scrimmage. The Dolphins play a lot of cover 3, and he is the man. With Tyreek gone, he's the man against cover 3. He leads all Dolphin receivers with 0.24 targets per route run against cover 3. That represents a 33% boost to his target activity and also a 63% boost to his yards per route run. So you would think they'd be inclined to get him the ball. So I think he's going to catch 4, minimum 4. So 4, and it's a win. Next up, it's Danny Dimes, baby. This is so doable. 230.5. Look at the data points I got here. The Raiders have been the NFL second most extreme pass funnel this year. Vegas has given up the 10th most passing yards per game. He averages 8.57 YPA against zone. The Raiders run the highest rate of zone in the NFL. They run cover 3 at the highest rate. Jones is 5th in fantasy points per dropback against cover 3. He's averaging 8.9 YPA against cover 3 with a 103 passer rating. Oh, we're not done. The Raiders are giving up 9.7 YPA and a 44% efficiency boost against play action passes this year. And guess who leads the NFL in play action passes? That would be the Indy Colts. Jones has averaged almost 10 yards a pass on play action, 5th in the league. I mean, what else do we have to do here? We're looking good over 230.5. Next up, we are trying to work in some unders. We don't want to even it out a little bit. Jordan Mason, under 67.5. Hopefully it doesn't rip. See, my fear with these is always, and by the way, you know why it's my fear? Because it happens. Because last week we lost Ibuka. My fear is if I take an under, dude's ripping off a long run. I took Ibuka under. Dude's gotten nothing. He's got 2 grabs for 12 until he caught a 77-yard tutty. But I don't think that's happening with Jordan Mason here. Very tough sledding without Kelly. Oh, by the way, Ryan Kelly, the starting corner's out. The backup's out. It's a debacle in Minnesota with that O-line. And, of course, the Browns giving up the fewest adjusted yards before contact, all that good stuff. So Mason under 67.5. Cam Skattebo, 67.5. The Saints actually do have a pass rush this year. They are on the road starting a rookie quarterback. So it would behoove them, I think, to feed Skattebo. Certainly a good matchup. Andrew Thomas is huge to their offense in general. Saints give up the 10th most adjusted yards before contact, 12th most rushing yards. Scatterbo averaging a very strong 4.8 YPC on man and gap concept runs. On those same runs, running backs against the Saints see a 27% boost to their YPC. So most of all, I'm just expecting volume for Cam Scatterbo. He'll go over 67.5. I'm a little stubborn with Sam Laporta. Although we did win it last week, barely by 1 yard, I'm back 35.5. It's the Bengals. They're allowing the third most scheduled adjusted fantasy points per game to tight ends. They are an underneath funnel. They allow the most receiving yards on throws traveling 10 yards or fewer. Third fewest on the deep ball. They use cover 3 and cover 6 at a 54% clip. He's a solid 2 yards per route, 2 yards per route run. Cincinnati allows the 4th most receptions per game, 9th most receiving yards per game to the position. And also, ready for this analysis? He's due. You know who else was due 2 weeks ago in this matchup? T.J. Hawkinson. He caught 5 balls for 49. So we're going back. Tommy Tremble. I'm not afraid of it. 25.5. The Dolphins have allowed 65-plus receiving yards to 3 different individual tight ends. Mason Taylor looked like a 3-time Pro Bowler last week in his 4th pro game. Again, you really want to check in Jatavian Sanders, check on that. It may have come down since we've been on the air, but Miami runs the most cover 2 in the league, and Tommy Tremble's 0.58 fantasy points per route run against cover 2 ranks 9th out of 37 qualifying wide receivers against that coverage. And how about this? We are going with another under. Juwan Johnson, under 41.5. I don't want to disparage my fellow South Jersey resident. Shout out to Glassboro, New Jersey, same hometown as Corey Clement. But it's not looking great. The Giants run man coverage at the highest rate, and he's not good against man coverage. They were stingy against tight ends last year. Same scheme, giving up the 12th fewest fantasy points per game to tight ends this year. This, I believe, will be a Chris Olave day and a Rashid Shaheed day. And we may get Foster Moreau and or Taysom Hill. So I'm going to go with that under. That leads us to the best bet of the week. It is brought to you by GBank. GBank is built with sports bettors in mind. Right now, you can earn $50 cash back reward bonus once you're approved and your account is open with the GBank Visa Signature Card. Most credit cards treat sportsbook and gaming transactions as cash advances, even when it's your own money. That means no cash advance fees, saving you 3 to 5% on every deposit. Plus, you'll earn 1% cash back on all eligible sportsbook and gaming transactions, 2% cash back on everything else you buy. Apply now at VEASAN.com/GBank. That's VEASAN.com/GBank. Money Moves with Jonathan Von Tobel at 2 p.m. Eastern. On the show today, Will Hill joins to talk best bets for college football in the NFL. Mike Palm checks in with an update on Circa's contest action. Believe it or not, my best bet is Mason Taylor over 29.5 yards. Not going to be a good day for Garrett Wilson. The Cowboys, they still stink. Mason Taylor has done well against cover 3. Dallas Goedert got him for production. Even Theo Johnson, the Bears tight ends. Mason Taylor in a higher scoring game is going to get to 30 yards. That is a wrap. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Michael Cohen for producing the program. Good luck this week. We'll catch you Monday.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline. So I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly.
From Feature Story News in San Francisco, I'm Ira Spitzer with a look back at some of the week's top stories. The U.S. and Israel agreed on a plan to end the war in Gaza, warning Hamas that if it doesn't accept it, Israel has the blessing of the U.S. to completely destroy the terrorist organization. The announcement followed Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's visit to President Donald Trump at the White House on Monday. Later in the week, the Palestinian militant group said it accepted some aspects of the plan. However, it's unclear whether Israel will accept Hamas's remaining conditions. FSN's Tony Waterman has more from Washington.
There is a lot of growing pressure for this war to come to an end. We saw all of these countries come together in New York City just last week for the UN General Assembly. More than 80% of the UN's 193 member states now recognize an independent Palestine. So there's a lot of momentum, but certainly there's a lot of pressure on Hamas as well to come to the negotiating table so that this war can come to an end, both within Gaza itself. I mean, there's a humanitarian crisis. You can place blame wherever you'd like, but that is the bottom line. There is a humanitarian crisis taking place. People are starving. Children are dying. So there's a lot of pressure on Hamas as well. And so this seems to be sort of this inflection point that this is the most hope that a lot of people have seen, that there can be a somewhat lasting solution, at least to this particular conflict. It's unclear whether that would actually happen. And again, there is this off-ramp for Israel that it can continue its mission inside of Gaza if there is some sort of reneging on this proposal at the hands of Hamas.
2 people died and 3 others were seriously injured in an attack outside a synagogue in Manchester in northwest England. The attack came on Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar, and led to security being stepped up outside prominent synagogues in the UK. FSN's John Beaver reports.
At just after 9:30 on Thursday morning, police were called to reports of a man deliberately driving into pedestrians outside a synagogue in Manchester. He then used a knife to attack others. Eyewitnesses describe how he tried to get into the synagogue before being shot dead by police just 7 minutes after they were first called. UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer cut short a meeting in Denmark to return to the UK to chair an emergency COBRA meeting.
Jane Goodall, the groundbreaking primatologist who changed the way the world understood chimpanzees and inspired generations of conservationists, died at the age of 91. Her institute confirmed that she passed away while on a speaking tour in Los Angeles. From Bureaus Worldwide, this is FSN.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. This is the Football Contest Show on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
It is the contest show here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Matt Brown and Mike Somich joined each and every week here on the desk. Owner and CEO Derek Stevens and Director of Operations at Circa Sports Jeff Benson. Guys, we talked about this a little earlier, Somich and I did, that this might be the most anticipated show that we have ever done. The second Thursday Night Football was over, I started getting bombarded by people asking me, as if I have any inside information to what's going on here. And I said, guess what? You're going to have to tune in on Saturday night.
And you're going to have to wait till segment 2.
Yeah, I think that's fair, Matt. I think certainly Jeff got it on Twitter. We both got it on text. Mike Palm got. We've never had more people reach out just trying to just let me know. Just let me know.
I mean, really, the rationale behind why we release when we do, which is 2 hours after the deadline here on Saturday on VSiN, is I think having blind ownership really adds to the game theory of the contest. I mean, if you think about it, in a gross example, obviously we had a little over 12,000 people coming into the contest. If you knew that 12,000 people were on the Rams, for example, that would significantly change the way that people approach things. I think a lot of the, what goes into Survivor is projecting the ownership, and that's why we think, protecting that ownership and not releasing it until after the deadline on Saturday is the fairest way to do it. So, some contests obviously release, some contests don't. It's been our prerogative, all 6 years that we've done it, not to release and to do it on the Saturday deadline show. So that's kind of, what our stance is. Whether that changes in the future, I don't know. But, what we have going for us right now certainly works.
No, we make people tune in. We're not going to change it. No, but Derek, we talk about contest theory a lot and all that, and certainly it would change massively if people knew what was going on Thursday night.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know Jeff just said that, but we've not had, just to let everybody know, we've not had any of those discussions. I think what we're doing right now is fair, and that's really the key thing, is we want to make sure it's fair. We've just never had a situation like this with this anticipation, because, to have a favorite like we did on Thursday go down in an epic style game, it really creates this chaos for 48 hours.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, when you get deeper into the season and there's a less amount of entries, knowing the ownership projections is, probably even more important. But to Derek's point, keeping it blind until the Saturday deadline is the route we like to go, and we believe it's the fairest for all contestants.
Old school radio would say, don't touch that dial, but I know you don't have dials anymore, so just don't push the button or do everything that is, so stick around.
Don't fix it if it ain't broken.
Yeah, exactly. We will be here next segment with all of that. But, Jeff, we did hand out some big checks this past week.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, kind of, just a few housekeeping items. To recap quarter one, that was weeks 1 through 4. That obviously culminated last weekend. We had 4 individuals. They went 17-3. So they each split $66,250 and each got a large oversized check to boot. And then we had a 13-way tie for 5th. All of those individuals finished with 16 points. And then conversely, for the Booby Prize, we had one person go 2-18, and they collected $25,000. So, it may be harder to pick winners than it is losers when you look at some of these records. But really cool to obviously, pay out some, pretty good change here for the quarters. It's something that really keeps people active and involved. And, if you had a bad quarter and you got off to a poor start, this is quarter 2, and this is week 1 of quarter 2. Quarter 2 is a 5-week quarter, so that'll be weeks 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And when you look at the top 5 consensus picks, they are as follows. The Chargers laying 2.5 points at home against the Washington Commanders, who get Jaden Daniels back. Chargers were the most popular pick this week with 2,018 selections, which was almost 36% of the pool. Derek will be happy to see that the Lions check in at the second most popular pick this week. They are laying 10 points. They are on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. We had 1,680 people back the Lions in this spot, which accounted for almost 30% of the pool. The third most popular pick this week was the Seahawks -3.5. They are at home taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 1,469 people backed the Seahawks, which was roughly 26% of the pool. The fourth most popular pick this week was the Jets +2.5. They are at home against the Dallas Cowboys. We had 1,400 people backed the Jets in this spot, which was almost 25% of the pool. And then lastly, in a game we've seen quite a bit of action over the counter, particularly on this team, the Broncos +3.5 going on the road against the Philadelphia Eagles. 1,340 people backed the Broncos this week, which was 23.7% of the pool. So 3 favorites, 2 underdogs. Chargers, Lions, Seahawks, Jets, Broncos, and then when you look a little bit further down the list, we had a total of 13 different teams that got 1,000 selections or more. So quite a bit of parity at the top, but 3 favorites and 2 underdogs, and hopefully the consensus picks can have a nice
rally
week,
a little bit, huh?
Nice weekend and rally a little bit. It's been certainly tough sledding here through the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say, Derek may not be happy to see his Lions there sitting at number 2, considering how the consensus picks have gone. Oh, you can win the game and not cover the 10 still. For the first time all season, guys, we've got a game that has over 1,000 picks on both sides. And who would have thought that game would be between the New York Giants and the New Orleans Saints? We saw the Giants look ahead as a slight favorite. Now that's flipped over to New Orleans as the favorite at -2. Derek, how's the action been in that Giants-Saints game? Is it come in on the Saints mainly, or are we seeing some Giants love as well?
Well, I think we've seen a good amount of action because of the way these injury reports have come out. I think the two-way we've seen has been pretty significant. I mean, today I saw a lot of Giants money coming in. They were taking the +2. I would tend to think this is a game that we don't want to end in a 1 or 2 point decision, because we're going to end up on the bad side of everything there. But so far, no, that game is not a dud in any manner. It's been heavily played.
Yeah, I mean, for obviously having two very poor teams, one being 0-4, certainly had a decent amount of betting handle over the counter. Obviously, the Saints opened as underdogs, was one-way money for a while, and then, once we settled into the Saints being a short favorite, as Derek alluded to, have written some pretty good two-way action.
We see down here, you talk about that Lions team at the second most popular pick at 10, and then nobody wanted to take the 10. Outside of the Thursday game, you see the Bengals down at the bottom. No, with Jake Browning at quarterback, no number was enough for people to take them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously an interesting game. I mean, I think the case you can make for the Bengals is, Browning's gone up against the Vikings and the Broncos defense. So, he's obviously not looked very good, nor have the Bengals. But maybe they get a defense that isn't as ferocious as those two, and they come back home, and their wide receivers get going. But obviously the Lions have won a lot of these games and certainly covered by margin, and they got a great offense, and they really kind of put their foot on the gas pedal with Dan Campbell.
The Lions are ferocious, by the way.
I believe it.
Offense or defense, or both.
It's always interesting when you see a game like Denver here sitting at 3.5 in the contest as your fifth most selected as well. I know, Derek, you referenced that you guys saw some money on this one. We've seen the market push out to 4 and 4.5 now today for Philadelphia. It opened at 4.5 for Philly. It was all Denver money. Are you surprised you've caught some Philly money here today to push this number back out?
Yeah, we actually opened a 5.5 on the Eagles, and it immediately got pushed down to a 3.5. And then, like you said, we have seen Eagle money today. Was there any updated Saturday injury news that came out on the Broncos? If it was, I didn't see it.
Not from my end. I think definitely some buyback on the Eagles once the opener moved from 5.5 down to 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty clean injury report for them on that. Jeff, these overseas games, what kind of action do you guys see on those? Are they popular? I mean, I know we're out on the West Coast too, so it's like 6:30 a.m. kickoffs, right?
You get some stragglers come in, and I think obviously you get some people that start the day a little bit earlier, but typically we've seen a lot of these games, are between either one good team and one bad team, or two typically average or mediocre teams. So the quality that you're getting from these games up to this point has been pretty poor. So plus 6:30, 6:30 comes pretty early. So you may get some people watch the London or the overseas games at home, and then kind of roll down here for the 10 o'clocks. But it's not like the book is overly populated. But you definitely have some people get up. Maybe some of the East Coasters.
With that Chargers and Commanders game, how did you guys kind of look at the line and how to set it with Jaden Daniels? We didn't know if he was going to go. We saw 2.5 threes in the market throughout the entire week. We're 2.5 in the contest. You can get 2.5 or 3 out there right now. How do you guys handle a major quarterback issue there where you assume he's going to be back, but you're not sure at what percentage and it's not official till a Friday?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things where, the number hasn't really moved, all week. It's kind of been trading between, 2.5 and 3, as you alluded to. So, I think there's injuries on both sides of the ball. Joe Olt's obviously not going to play for the Chargers. They're banged up as well. And then obviously you have a quarterback who hasn't played for 2 weeks coming off a knee sprain. So a little bit of uncertainty on both sides. And I think the market thought, 2.5 or 3, whether you're laying the favorite or taking the dog, at minus 2.5 and then plus 3. I think that's kind of what we've seen here in the market and across the counter as well.
Guys, remember, this is a new quarter. It is a 5-week quarter. So unless you were one of the 354 that put in a ticket, an entry on the Rams on Thursday night, everybody's undefeated. So everyone else is undefeated in this thing. So come in, try to get one of those big checks. Again, 5-week quarter. So remember that as opposed to the first 4-week quarter that we just finished. Okay. It is about that time. We're going to come back. We're going to reveal just how many were on the Rams on Thursday night. Derek said it at the top of the show, the improbable loss there for the Rams. We knew that it was going to take a big knock. Just how big of a knock is that going to be? Find out right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Progressive's Teen Driver discount could lower the cost of insurance for your teenager and save you some money. And then you can still spend money on them. Because just when you think you have a grasp on spending, new sneakers. And then it's money for a school field trip. And of course, spending money. Oh yeah, and a new phone to replace the one they dropped in the toilet. Oh, don't remind me. So just get Progressive's Teen Driver discount. And then you can continue to spend money on them. Endlessly. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states and subject to terms and conditions.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-1313. 800-791-1313.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com. And get ready for the workday.
Here's a look at your weather forecast, powered by Weatherology.com. Daytime highs approaching 80 today. Under partly cloudy skies, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Lows around 49 tonight, chance for scattered storms. Overcast skies tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms likely 56. Turning warmer Tuesday and Wednesday with highs from the mid-60s to the upper 60s. Showers possible both days. And that's your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Trombley. Currently,
Extreme Sports, the ultimate destination for sports enthusiasts.
This is the greatest record in the history of sports.
Broadcasting live 24/7.
Just have some fun out here, and enjoy the journey of all this of trying to get 16 wins and going after a gold trophy.
We give the people what they want.
And I am a huge sports fan. I love sports.
This is the Football Contest Show on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
It is the contest show here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Matt Brown, Mike Somich, Derek Stevens, Jeff Benson here on the desk. Chargers, Lions, Seahawks, Jets, and Broncos are your top 5 picks over in Circa Million. Remember, this is a new quarter, so go in and pick good picks and then win one of the checks. Come down here and do that. But we know why you are tuned in right now. We had a Thursday night game in which we expected that there were going to be a lot of Circa survivors on the Rams who went down. And Derek, everybody, you, Jeff, me, Mike, everyone's been getting how many? We did not reveal it. We waited until this moment right now.
Yeah, we sure did. I'll tell you what. This number, I think I've seen a lot of the prognostications, and all the prognosticators were under. I put myself in there. I thought maybe 10% when I was on with Tim and Matt on Thursday. So I bet you 10% have the Rams, just because of the Thursday night component and the divisional element. But I thought 10% for a Thursday night was a big number. Boy, was I way wide. Let me go through where we stand going into the week. We started off the week with 12,404 Circa survivors going into week 5. We we lost quite a few. I'm going to start off with a small number. We lost 5 no picks. So 5 no picks on week 5. So I guess it's getting better, but I still don't know how this happens at week 5. 5 no picks. But then here's the big number. The number 1 team selected in week 5, Circa Survivor 2025, was the Los Angeles Rams with 3,524 selections. It's 28.4% of the remaining pool. So the number 1 selection for Circa Survivor did go down on Thursday. Number 2 selection is the Arizona Cardinals with 3,192 selections. Number 3 is the Indianapolis Colts with 2,408. Number 3 are the Detroit Lions with 1,719. Number 5 is the Buffalo Bills with 756 selections. And then as we go all the way down, overall there was a total of 21 different teams selected. So it's starting to narrow up. It's still wider than I ever would have thought, but 21 teams selected overall. But those are the top 5: Rams, Cardinals, Colts, Lions, and Bills.
Yeah, when you obviously look at the list, 155 people were on the Seahawks, which was 1.3% of the pool, and then 352 people were on the Vikings, which was 2.8% of the pool. Everything else was less than 1%. And when you take the no pick and the eliminated before the show being those Rams picks, we have 8,875 entries live, which has an average implied value of $2,109. So effectively a little bit more than 50% of the pool has been eliminated through, call it 4.5 weeks here. And there was nobody who picked the 49ers on Thursday Night Football. So everybody has something to play for here, minus those people who selected the Rams come this weekend.
Mike, you and I were discussing, Derek said he was way under. I was under. I know you were probably the highest of the people that I talked to on that. Even you were under as to how many people were on the Rams.
Yeah, I was guessing 25% of the pool was going to be on the Rams. We get 28.4, number 1 overall pick in Survivor. And what makes this even more fascinating to me is that everyone uses the tools to look at who you're going to pick from a week-to-week perspective, when you're going to jump in on this team, who you want to be able to save. If you asked on Monday, after the games last week, the percentage of people that said that they were going to take the Rams would have probably been sub 3 or 4%, because this spread was sitting at 3 points, and this was a divisional game on a Thursday night. It's the injuries that really pushed this number all the way out to that 28+% here in Circa Survivor and took everybody down. I cannot remember. I'm not sure either of you guys. Can you remember a week where we've seen an injury report like this adjust the percentage this drastically from a pick being one of the bottom picks to being the number 1 pick in a week?
Yeah, and even, say Tuesday, Wednesday, when, the line was maybe 6.5, maybe you have 15% of the pool or 10% of the pool. But then once it got bet up and, we got as high as, I believe, 9 before it got bought back. To your point, when a line moves, from 3 on the opener out to 9, obviously that had a huge effect on the ownership percentage here in Circa Survivor.
Derek, we see the Cardinals as the number 2 pick. About 47% of people had them left, and so we see 25% of those people go in with the Cardinals here in this one, facing what I have as my lowest ranked power ranked team. I imagine y'all have it as well with the Titans, and so we see the vast majority of the people that had them use them, but still 20% people that had them decided to keep them in their pocket, which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, everything about the Cardinals looks like, this should be the spot. Mm-hmm. But isn't this usually the spot where the Cardinals somehow they hit this bump in the road? There's something about the Cardinals where they find these bumps in the road along, historically. But yeah, when we're saying 3,100 and was it 3,152 selections on the Cardinals, it was 25.4% of the total entrance when you included everyone before. But now this is a much higher number. Now we're looking at what are we looking at? Probably 38% of the remaining pool. So this is a pretty big number here with the Cardinals. A couple other things I wanted to make note of. Saints and Giants. There were 99 people took the Saints, 22 took the Giants. So we know somebody's going home there. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're playing the option. Could be. I did notice that that with the Raiders, although the Colts are the number 3 selection with 2,408, there is one Raider out there. So someone is taking a different tack. So we're having a few of these.
Yeah, I'm interested to know how much people adjusted their strategy after the Rams went down as well, because I was a little surprised we saw as many people on the Lions here, sitting at 17-19. I think it's a good pick. I think they will most likely win, but it's a team that it does have 2 holiday games. Do you think any of the thought process adjusted in who to select? And that's the reason we didn't see as many Cardinals selections as we probably thought we would, because we knew that we lost a big chunk with the Rams here.
But you didn't know how many Rams lost.
So you did not know how many.
That's the beauty of the game. That's the beauty of the game theory behind it.
Hey, you know what? I think, Mike, that gives us a good segue here into Circa Grandissimo.
Yeah, absolutely. We know, we lost some people in Circa Survivor. We lost some people in Grandissimo as well.
So in Circa Grandissimo, we went into the week here with 55 active Circa Grandissimos going into week 5. The number 1 selection in Circa Grandissimo was the Arizona Cardinals. So there are 20 Arizona Cardinals in Circa Grandissimo. The number 2 selection was the Rams with 15. So we went from 55 Circa Grandissimo contestants down to 40 after Thursday night. After that, there were 10 on the Lions, 5 on the Colts, 4 on the Bills, and 1 early tomorrow morning on the Minnesota Vikings.
So when you look at this, the current live entries are 40 out of the 69 that started. So the average implied value per entry is $172,500. And when you think about the 6 picks, which is effectively now 5 picks, because obviously you need the Cardinals, Lions, Colts, Bills. If those 4 teams go down and the Vikings win, somebody effectively has a 5-team parlay to win the $6.9 million.
That's true.
Let's hope. That is definitely true.
Actually, that's very true. If the Vikings win and somebody goes to the clubhouse first, he does have a 5-team parlay to scoop.
Yeah, well, if the Vikings win early, then effectively he's got a 4-team parlay to win $6.9 million.
I would bet that 100K parlay on the Dogs pays more than $6.9 million in those 4 games. So.
Probably so if you took that down. But interesting, as we have about a minute left here in this one, with the Cardinals, Derek, I see you've got the big schedule out there in front of you. One of the reasons Mike and I thought the Cardinals would be the most popular pick, even with the Rams and the injury situation, would just be you have to play 20 teams, you have to discard 12. If you don't play the Cardinals this week, it's kind of like you're discarding that team if you have them left, if you're keeping them in your pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I think that goes for 2 teams. If you're not using the Cardinals now, when would you? You're not going to use them at home against Green Bay. You're not going to use them home against San Francisco. Maybe home against Jacksonville, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, but this also, the big surprise for me was the Buffalo Bills. We talked about it last week. Mm-hmm. I thought if you didn't use the Bills by week 5, what are you saving them for? I was surprised there weren't more Buffalo Bills. I'm surprised there's going to be people with availability on the Bills left, because I don't know what we saved it for.
Week 8, Week 16, Carolina, Cleveland.
We lose 28.4% with the Rams, another 27.3% over in Grandissimo. Me and Mike will break it all down when we come back. It is the contest show here on VSiN.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door, it's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly.
In today's digital world, technology works great until it doesn't. At Hamilton, we work to keep your business up and running. We are more than an IT company. We're your partner, focused on customized solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Say goodbye to tech stress and unexpected IT costs when you hire Hamilton. Together, we help you focus on what really matters. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Stellig Law Firm of Grand Island is committed to assisting clients throughout Nebraska. Stellig Law Firm is a full-service law firm and specializes in estate planning, probate, and personal injury. Stellig Law Firm takes the time to listen and understand each client's personal needs. To schedule your individual appointment, call 308-675-4035. Stellig Law Firm is located at 724 West Koenig Street in Grand Island. A call today will secure your tomorrow.
If you're planning to build a new home or add an addition to your existing one, trust the experts at Gangwish Construction. From general contracting, basement pouring, to bathroom remodeling, concrete work, and deck building, they handle it all with precision and care. They take pride in doing the job right the first time, every time. Contact Jeff today at 402-460-0013 and experience quality craftsmanship with Gangwish Construction.
Family Medical Center of Hastings is the place to go for all your healthcare needs. Their team is trained to treat the whole person regardless of age. They provide a wide range of medical care, including acute care, routine health screenings, and treatment of chronic conditions. They're dedicated to providing you with the best care in the most cost-effective manner. Family Medical Center, as an independent clinic, has served the community for over 65 years. Your family's home for healthcare. 1021 West 14th Street. Proud to support all area student-athletes.
Join us at Mileta Vista Winery for The Day the Internet Died, a hilarious mystery dinner that you become a part of. Hey, this is Mick inviting you to get your tickets for 2 unforgettable nights, October 18th and November 8th. Gather your friends, enjoy a great meal, crack the case before dessert. Seating is limited, so get your tickets today at MiletaVistaWinery.com. And don't miss the mystery that everyone will be talking about, The Day the Internet Died. Get your tickets online at MiletaVistaWinery.com, St. Paul, Nebraska.
This is the Football Contest Show on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
It is the contest show here on VSiN, perhaps the most anticipated contest show of all time. And it isn't just to hear my opinion and Mike's opinion. It was definitely to get the number that was attached to the Rams. And, you know, Mike, we obviously knew it was going to be a ton of people over in just the regular Survivor contest. But one thing that we didn't really talk about was the fact that it was going to affect Grandissimo as well. Now, a little different strategy over in Grandissimo. Didn't really need to force the Rams, but 15 of those entries due to that, which is about the same percentage of the pool on that side than it was on Grandissimo. 28.4% in Survivor and then 27.3% over there in Grandissimo.
Yeah, between the 15 Grandissimo entries and the 3,500 Survivor entries, that's $5 million goes down in these two pools on the Rams on Thursday night. Again, it's just a fascinating case study to me because this was a team that was going to be selected in sub 4% of entries on Sunday night when people were planning ahead for the following week after they got through. And here we are. It rarely does a show live up to the hype. I don't know anyone who thought that the Rams would be the number one team selected. The 28% I don't think is wild, but the number one team selected shocked me.
Yeah, on the you and I talked about this Cardinals team, and it seems like that was the strategy, at least for a lot of people over in the Grandissimo side of things, Mike, was just you look out there, and it's not that you can't play the Cardinals, but you're never going to feel good about playing the Cardinals past this week. And so it was a deal where you look at them and you say, all right, I'm getting the worst team in the NFL traveling across the country at home. I will roll the dice with them, and you know what? If they go down, then so be it. If I was in the 100K and I had not already used the Cardinals, and I think our strategy might have been a little different, Mike, and we probably would have the Cardinals left if we were in that one. It would be the lockdown, no question asked play for me this week. And again, if you were with us in the first 3 hours of the show, guys, I read you how historically terrible this Titans team is, not only on the offensive side of the ball, but on the defensive side of the ball as well. If my team that I make that click and go to bed and I wake up and they lose to that, then so be it. It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, I like I said, the Rams number isn't shocking to me. I was saying it was going to be around 25%, so just slightly above that. The Cardinals number is shocking to me because you mentioned it, 47% of the pool in Circa Survivor still had them available. That means about half the people who had the Cardinals available chose not to click them in this spot. When you look at the Cardinals schedule, it was week 1, week 2, or week 5, or else you're not using them. So you're essentially saying we're going to pass on using the Arizona Cardinals. I thought the Arizona number was going to be higher, and we see a lower number on the Colts and the Lions because those people who had Arizona available would go that direction. It'd be fascinating to find out how many people had Arizona available and moved or pivoted to the Rams because of the injuries.
That's what I'm saying.
In the pool.
I think that obviously is the case for at least hundreds of the ones on the Rams, right? Because again, if 47% had and only 25% used them, unless they have another path in mind that you and I just don't really see, again,